Welcome to part 2 of the conversation that I have with my husband, Brad, about money and how healing our relationship with money changed everything for us. If you haven't listened to part 1, go back. It released last week. I definitely think you're going to need to listen to that to understand what we're going into. It kind of lays the foundation of this week. So go back and listen to that if you haven't. And this week we're getting into the real meat and potatoes of what that looked like and how it changed everything. So stay tuned.
She sees me behind closed doors and things like that. And we were just on a walk one night. She's like, hey, I'm doing this money mindset work. And like, I think you need this. And so I embarked on participating in that money mindset course, and it changed my life.
Yeah.
And from that moment, it changed everything as I went through it. But that was like a pivotal moment. Like when you talk about a shift in life, was going through that money mindset, learning about my money story. And I had identified that the reason I think I was so anxious and depressed and fearful is because I gave all my power to money. Like money ruled over me. In reality, money is just neutral. It's not good or bad. It has no power. It's just a symbol of trade.
Right.
And I had given it this power. And so through that exercise, I took my power back, and it changed everything. So the way I showed up at work, the way I performed at work, I made more money by fixing my money mindset because it wasn't evil anymore. Like it was okay that I had it too. And
I remember.
Yeah.
So the reason I ran into this money mindset course was because entrepreneur, had a business coach, and my business coach was like, hey, if you're going to be in a space where you're asking people for money and you're spending money as a business owner, like you need your relationship with money is going to come up in all these experiences. So I was like, oh, this is really important for me. I'll start, doing this for myself. And as I was listening to it, I was like, this is what everybody needs. But then I kind of made the connection with Brad. I was like, I think when I said to you was like, I think all of the stress and anxiety you feel in life day to day, it stems from money. Like you're feeling stressed about money, you're feeling anxious about money. And so like that was the catalyst for you to go and to really dive into your relationship with money and what that meant.
And here's the other interesting thing was, so now I'm several years of being a dentist. Like, did we have money?
I mean, yeah. We were not struggling. Yes.
Like we were making money, and it still didn't, more income didn't fix the problem.
Right. Yeah. And
so
that's one of the reasons inside the Money Mom Club that we have the money mindset course is like, you can do the work, you can save the thousands on groceries, you can budget your way, you can make income. But like, if you do not experience money differently, nothing will change. You can have more of it and money will still be hard. And you can have less of it and money will still be hard, unless you get off the emotional roller coaster, unless you stop giving your power away to money, which only happens when we do the work, right?
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think this is, people are always like, why don't they teach high schoolers how to, why don't they teach them economics or how to pay taxes or it's like, yeah, they should teach them this too. Like this is
100%.
This is something that we should be learning from our youth.
I remember one day after we had taken the course, it was like a 30-day audio course or whatever that we were doing together. And I remember one day, do you remember this? He came into the kitchen. I'm like cooking dinner or something, and you have a penny in your hand. Do you remember this? And you were like, look, I found a penny on the ground and I picked it up. Money flows to me and it flows from me or something. And
I'm a money magnet.
It was like, yeah, I'm bringing money in. And like, when's the last time you like picked up a money or a penny and thought that? But I was like, wow, that's the power of what we're doing, is like money is everywhere. And I remember like there was a check that came in the mail for something as well. It was like a refund for something. And you said this, you're like, money is abundant or like whatever it was. And I was like, wow, this is like really totally changing our mindsets.
Yeah. And so then it really changed everything. It opened the opportunity to then continue to look into myself. My business began to do better. My relationships with people began to do better. I changed judgment of other people. I remember Rachel's sister, Amber, we were down at Huntington Beach.
Biceps After Babies, you guys probably maybe know of her.
And she's done some of this work before too. And we were walking by just these multi-million-dollar California coastal homes with Porsches and Ferraris out front. And I was like, oh, look at all these snobby people. And Amber's like, like, are they? Like,
Yeah.
she's like, because I think money just makes you more of what you really are. And I just heard Dave Ramsey say that the other day. It's like, if you're a good person, money makes you do more good. And if you're an evil, bad person, money makes you just do bad. Like, it just is a magnifying lens of who we are.
Yeah. And one of my coach's favorite things that he says is people are afraid to make money. And he's like, we need money in the hands of good people. We don't want money in the hands of bad people. And so it's a very valiant effort to have abundance so that you can do good with it, because it's harder to do good in this world if you don't have extra. That's something that I think it's an important value for both Brad and I. We've always been pretty giving naturally, but I think we even more now see the value in that. Would you say that is correct?
Yeah, for sure. And also the feeling of giving and receiving around money is totally neutral.
Okay, but so tell the listeners what the work is that you feel like what are some of the things that you did in this experience?
Okay.
Because we're talking a lot about transformation, what's changed,
Yeah.
but like maybe the listeners kind of like, well, what does that
The
mean?
reason I gave that background was because one of the beginning processes is, what is your money story? What is your story around money? And there's things like I heard in life, like money doesn't grow on trees, or I'm a day late and $1 short. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve God and mammon. Like, you can't be faithful and have lots of money. That's not true, but those are the things I heard and I believed. And I think it was always like, we don't have enough, we don't have enough, we don't have enough.
There's scarcity.
Yeah, and it was like, get that money and hold on to it.
Yeah.
And so part of the work is identifying, whether it was by intention or not, like, we all have these different stories that our parents taught us, or our caregivers, or those around us as we were raised, or our neighborhoods or our environments. And so it's identifying, like, what is your story? And then the work is to address each of those stories. And so one of them, money is evil. Like, you cannot serve.
That was my big
You cannot serve God and mammon. Like, you can't do good and have money. And so then what you do is, like, if that's the story I'm telling myself, you just look at all the opposites of, like, okay, like, who's someone that has lots of money and is also a really good person? And so you just rewrite that story, and you show yourself the evidence that your current belief system is probably not true.
Yeah. Well, we know with truth, it has to be universally true. That's one of the work that we do. So if you have a belief in a situation around money, then you have to say, is this true for every situation? And if it's not true for every situation, then is it really true? And then you have to break down that belief of, the different experiences that you've had that could counteract that belief. And then replacing that belief with a new belief. And what is the new belief that you chose? If money is evil, what is the belief that you chose?
Well, money is neither good or bad. It's neutral.
Yeah.
And that, again, I think it's more of like a magnifier of who people truly are. And then another one too, it reminded me, you said, what's some of the work that you do? Another one is to ask yourself, how do you feel when you receive money?
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
How do you feel when you give away money or spend money? And so some of the work is also to identify how you're feeling in those situations, and to find out why you're feeling that way, and to kind of rewrite the story. Because it's usually mostly not true.
Yeah.
So if when I spent money, I felt bad.
Yeah.
Like
Guilty.
I was losing something, giving it away. I'm not supposed to spend it. If you don't spend money, it doesn't have any power. Like, you're supposed to use your money.
Right.
Like, you got to spend it. And so then I change the story that I'm not spending money. Like if I go to McDonald's and I'm interacting with the cashier, I can look at the cashier and the cook and the person taking the drive-through orders. And as I make my purchase for my McDonald's and I give them $15, I'm not spending my money. It's not going away. There's an exchange of energy. The money is a representation of my energy being transferred to. It pays some of the wages of the cashier, the cook, and the drive-through attendant. And then they're able to take that money and then bless their family. And that money turns into school lunches or soccer team or soccer jersey for their kids or family or vacation or experiences or investments. Yeah. And money is actually more like a river, and it flows through all of us. Yeah. And so I'm not giving or taking away from anyone or anything, but I'm exchanging and flowing with everybody, that it's a connection. And so that was some of the work that changed my experience when purchasing something that maybe I used to feel like, oh my gosh, it's $350. Like, that is so much money. And it's more so like, well, no, that item has a value of $350 and I'm exchanging my energy for those who created that item.
Yeah, so powerful. The flow of energy, like this flow, like coming from me, coming into me, is like, so it was really freeing for me as well, because I am, and I've talked about it before, I am naturally, my money personality is a scarcity saver. Like, I just want to hoard all the money and save all the money. I don't like spending it. And so this ability for me to be able to spend money was so freeing. But I also think, and I deal with a lot of moms who are the opposite, where they are struggling to hold on to money. And sometimes that goes down to like a worthiness. So that was the big work that I did, was like, am I worthy to have money? Do I feel worthy to have abundance in my life? And that, I don't know if you dealt with that as much, but for me, for sure, it was like, I'm not worthy to make good money in my business and actually hold on to it. And so I see that a lot as well.
You just asked me whether I felt that or not.
Yeah.
And I think it's consistent with everyone, is that at some point you will learn that about yourself. And so whether you consciously know it or subconsciously, like I think I subconsciously was at a point where like maybe I didn't deserve more or things like that. I don't know if I could consciously say that, but I think it was there.
Yeah.
And I think it's there for all of us. At some point we put limitations on ourselves, and we're designed to be beings of existence with unlimited potential and opportunity.
Right.
Like that's like the intention of the universe, or our divine nature is infinite progress and growth and expansion.
Yeah.
And so if we can change our mindset with things that are taught in the Money Mom Club, then you'll have an infinite progression in life, which I think brings joy and fulfillment.
And now, like, how do you feel? This was something I know changed for me, so I'm wondering if it's similar to your, but like, when you see other people have a lot of money, how does it make you feel? You said it was really, you judged a lot at the beginning when you were experiencing that. How do you feel now?
So coming full circle, like, are you kidding me? What a life transformation to not look at people and judge them based on circumstances.
Totally.
Whether it's more or less.
Yes.
And so I am a more connected human to other people in my community.
Because you just don't even care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's neutral.
Yeah. Like, how many times do we pass judgment on someone who has less than us or someone who has more than us? And we put stories in our head about who they are and why they are the way that they are. But if we just look at it and say, it doesn't, like, money doesn't mean anything, right? Money holds no judgment. And going through life, if you, as a listener, just think about how often you place judgments on other people based off of money. Like, anything that has to do with money. Or
judgments on yourself.
Or judgments on yourself. Yeah, it goes any way. Like, how often are we judging? And how much more freeing and how much more quiet would your mind be if those thoughts didn't come in, if those judgments didn't, and you could just go throughout your day and love people and not care. You know, that to me is like, oh, that was so freeing for me to not hold on to that.
Yeah, and I think freeing is the right end result of this.
Right, and exactly, because again, you were feeling stressed with money, you were feeling anxious, you were feeling all these emotions, And like nothing changed about our money situation.
Yeah,
That's
I will
what
say,
we
like I
wanna talk
said,
about.
business did better and made, but it wasn't fast.
No, it wasn't
And
like, oh, you
I
fixed.
was healed and fixed before that happened.
Yeah, but did business change, or did how you look at it change too? Like you
Sure.
experienced the gratitude in the change.
Yes.
Like, would you have felt that business changed that much had you not done the money work? Like, would you have even noticed? You probably would have still
even
felt
if it
stressed and
did,
anxious.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or did business change because you did the work? I mean, we'll never actually.
But I guess
know,
my point is, whether business changed or not didn't matter, because what came first was correcting my relationship with money.
right.
And so whether it changed or not didn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I began to feel a freedom that I didn't have in my life. Like, I
Right.
didn't need to change my money situation. I needed to change my money relationship.
Yes.
And then everything else changed. So, no, it's one of the most singular, greatest things I've ever done. If you want to piggyback off of our relationship of being married, like, that stands next to it.
Well, and
of most important, pivotal things in life.
Well, and I was just having a conversation with a friend of ours who we are pretty good friends with, the husband and wife, and she was, you don't even know who this is, I haven't told you about this, but she was expressing how, like, money has really caused some real stress in their marriage. And, they got themselves into accidental debt, and they're trying to get out of it, and maybe I was being a little flippant in my response to her, but I was like, she was actually asking me about Money Mom Club. She was like, should I join? Is this a place for me, kind of thing? And I was telling her, I was like, yeah, heck yes, get yourself in the doors. Like, we'll do the work with you. But I was like, and I was like, Brad and I literally have not had an argument about money. We don't argue about money. Like, we argue about plenty of other things. Do not worry. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
But like, money doesn't cause stress in our marriage. And
Not anymore.
60% of marital arguments, studies have shown 60% of any marital conflict or arguments stem from money.
I still have over $300,000 in student debt.
Yeah, we still have debt. Yeah, we have practice debt. We have dental school debt. We have we have a lot of debt.
But debt is like a vehicle now. I mean, these are like investment debts. But yeah, that used to weigh on me so heavily, like day to day to day. And that weight is gone. Like, I used to actually envision myself walking around with a ball and chain, and that ball said student debt on it.
Wow.
And like, yeah, I would visualize that. And that's gone now. Like, I don't carry, I still have it.
Yeah.
And it's actually more because the interest is so high. It just gets bigger, actually. So anyway.
And I think that's like the take home for this episode. And why I wanted to bring Brad on here, because I say it a lot of like, heal your relationship with money and everything will change. But like, your money situation doesn't have to change. I talk to so many people who are stressed about debt, who are stressed about finances and paychecks and all the things, all the numbers. And yes, we can do the work on like getting you extra money and figuring out how to balance the money coming in and the money going out. We can do that work. But unless we go to this deeper work, nothing will change with how you experience. We'll fix the problem, but the problem won't be fixed because we haven't gone to the deeper issues. It's like trying to like fix strep throat or heal your strep throat by giving yourself Tylenol. Like, we're going to get rid of some of the symptoms. Yeah, you're not going to have a fever anymore and you're not going to feel as crappy, but we're not fixing the underlying issue here. And that is the issue. Everybody can do the work. There's space, and we're not perfect, right? Like, we still have to do the work. I still read books, listen to podcasts. Like, I'm still constantly checking in with my mindset. It's not one and done, but I do think because we've healed a lot of the beliefs that we've had around money and our worthiness around it, and the gratitude, how much gratitude we have for money now, like, we just experience it much differently.
So part of doing the work, before you can do the work, is you have to make a commitment, and there has to be a transaction before there can be a transformation.
Oh yeah, I say that a lot.
And so like, you have to take a step to join and do this. And it's a root cause. As a dentist, I am sick and tired of people coming in and saying, oh, I have a pain, I have a hole in my tooth, I need you to fix it. And then I fix it, I treat the end result of the disease, but then I see them in 3 or 6 months and they have the exact same problem again. And so reacting to the end result of a process never heals you. And doing the money mindset work is identifying the root cause and treating the root cause of the problem, and then you can live in abundance and longevity.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I wanted to release this episode today specifically, we are in the Money Mom Club. We are starting a money mindset challenge. So we're going through
that's cool.
my course hand in hand with the members next week. We have our first call on Monday of next week where we're gonna hit it hard that first day, and then send you off with some audio courses and to really heal your money relationship. And we've done this before, and the transformations were fantastic, and I still get messages about it, and so we're going to do it again. So if you haven't joined the Money Mom Club, now would be the time to do it, because of that experience that's happening. You get it for free when you join as a member. So you can do the work absolutely on your own. You can put the time and effort in, but sometimes the transformation does begin with a transaction of like really committing to yourself and your experience, and investing in yourself, and knowing that you are worth this. You are worth experiencing life differently, and everything changes when just a little bit changes. Your whole reality can change. So thank you, Brad, for coming on this episode.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Before you leave, though, I do want you to share, because you know me better than anyone else, what's the one thing that you think my listeners don't know about me that you want to share?
All my kids just got home from school.
Yeah.
And they sat next to me. I was on the couch. They joined me, and then all of a sudden I smelled this putrid smell, and they're taking their shoes off, and they take their socks off.
I should not have asked this question.
And they were like, I was like, oh boy, your feet stink. And then my little 4-year-old runs over. He's like, should we take off your shoes and smell them? I said, yeah, for sure. So he undoes my laces and jumps down and smells my feet. And he looks back at me and goes, it doesn't smell. And I said, yeah, y'all got your stinky feet from your mom.
Oh my gosh. Really? That's what you're going to choose to share?
That's right. Nobody.
I don't have that stinky of feet.
No.
My feet are not ridiculously stinky. You are just abnormally unstinky.
It's a special gift of mine.
Brad literally doesn't wear deodorant.
I've never ever needed to.
And I've never smelled BO. Ever.
I've never smelled my dad's body odor.
It's like we should genetically
this
create...
is like Stanley Yelnats and holes. Like there's something, and they fixed the stinky shoe problem with the magic onions. Like I might have magic onions in my DNA.
We got to figure this out, because actually I feel very blessed to have fallen in love with a man that literally never has BO and doesn't, and we don't have to buy deodorant. I mean, look at how much money we're saving.
For sure.
Just
also
from
not getting the aluminum exposure and getting Alzheimer's.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's hilarious. I actually have never considered my feet stinky. So
no, you're just normal.
But my children have stinky feet because they don't wear socks.
They wear socks. They all had socks on. No, most people have stinky feet.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Well, Brad also has like a ridiculously sensitive nose.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm like a bloodhound.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for joining in. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you had fun getting to know Brad a little bit better. And let us know what you think, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.